Thank you so much for being here. And welcome those of you who are joining us on Facebook, our Facebook members. Thank you so much for being here. I have pinned a handout for you at the top of the Facebook page, so if you want to follow along, please feel welcome. Also, those of you in the room, I have a handout for you in the back if you want to take notes. For those of you who like taking notes, because what I'm saying is just so spectacular.
Just ask me, right?
just ask me, I'll tell you. So, my talk this morning, we've gone on from the 4 agreements, and now we're talking from the science of mind, living the science of mind. And this talk today is entitled, God's Got This. And you can just go ahead and get a donut. Just go ahead and have yourself a donut, because God has got this. You don't need to worry about a thing. Just sit down and relax. God's got it. And what I want to share with you, how God has it, is that we get to build our life. We get to create our life. And whatever has happened in the past, we can let it go. Because we build our life every single day. Because creation is now. It's in the moment that we are in. And so I want to share with you 4 points about how we build a better tomorrow. Number 1 is that, as I said, the mistakes, I don't even like to use that word mistakes, but whatever has happened yesterday that you don't want to continue to live with, we can cancel that. And it is canceled the moment that we make an interchange within ourselves. The moment within ourselves we decide, then tomorrow is different. So number 1, we get to make an interchange within us. It is change number 2 because when we understand that we are one with God, when we unify ourselves with God, when we get that there is only one presence and one power, and we are with that power is in us, that's when we get to create our lives as well. That's point number 2. We get to, the other point about that is when we unify and when we understand that there is only one power and one presence and we're united with that, then we can let go of the idea and the perception of evil. We get to let go of that because there is only one presence, and it is God. So that's what we get to do when we unite with God. Let go of that perception and we see something greater. We get to praise and thank God every single day. And when we praise and thank God, here's the reason, the power in praising and thanking God every single day. Is that when we say thanks, we're saying thanks for something that's already happened, yeah? Right? When you say thanks for something, it's because it's already happened. So when you praise and you say thank you, what you're saying is that you are aware of the fact that the universe is abundant. Everything you need is already here for you. We get that when we praise and say thank you. So every day, that's number 4, that's what we get to do. We recognize the eternal good and divine bounty of life. That's what we get to do. And the 4th thing we want to do is that what I want you to know about this, we don't need to do, but I want you to know this, is that it happens in a moment. We don't have to struggle. There is no struggle. We just say yes to the universe because we are one with the universe. So it happens right in this moment. We don't say, it's going to take 3-4 years. It's going to take 10 years. It's going to take 2 seconds. It's going to take the moment you say it. That you accept that you are, I am. That's when it happens. So the thing we want to start off with, I want to share with you about that, is that if God's got this, then there is nothing to fear. We just get to step out and be exactly who we want to be, who we say we are. We get to show up exactly as who we are. Here's what it says in Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you. In other words, he's saying, don't panic. What's the panic? Don't worry about it. I got this. I haven't dropped you. I will never drop you. I am always with you. There is no need to ever fear anything. I am your strength. I got a firm grip on you. Don't you worry about this thing. I got this. That's what God's saying to you all the time. That's what God is saying to us. God's saying to me, saying it to you, because I'm not greater than you. None of us in here are greater than the other. We all are the I am. And we all access the I am in the same way. So, my mom, she always knew, and I talk about mom a lot because, well, it's rich in stories of my family. And, rich. So, my mom was actually raised by a pretty horrible person, I want to say. I want to say that she behaved horribly. Let me just say that. She behaved horribly. She was jealous of my mom, even as a child, because as a baby, she was taking too much attention. Everybody was, oh, the baby, and so she didn't want that. So, and her mother had given her away. So, number one, my mom's mother gave her away. My grandmother gave her mother away. So she was raised by a cousin who didn't want to be there. She was young, she was recently married, she didn't want to take care of this child. But my mother always knew, and I was raised with this woman who knew this, that God was always with her. She never, ever doubted that. And here's what her life looked like. Although she was raised by a woman who didn't care for her, her husband did. So she was always with, I'm going to call her her uncle, it was her cousin, but her cousin's husband. He was always with her and loving her. Because she was born a preemie, everyone was always trying to do things for her. People loved her. They were giving her clothes. They were giving her. She got a 4.0 in school. She got a 4-year scholarship for college when she went. She went with a trunk full of custom-made clothes that her aunt, who was a designer, made for her. She was surrounded by people who loved her, even though she had this horror in her life. She always knew that God was with her. My point being, no matter what the world looks like, no matter what it may seem, God is always with you. That is the reality. The truth is, God is. And God is with you all the time. We have to just remember that. We move forward and understand that whatever happened yesterday, whatever our past looks like, whatever the moment that ago was, it doesn't matter. We can change it right now. We can say right now, I'm taking no more of that. Because creation is now. It's happening right now. If we are deliberate and intentional about our lives. Because life is going to happen, right? Life happens. You can get in the car and just put your foot on the gas. And then what? Run into a building. If you don't decide where you want to go. Our lives are the same way. We get to decide. And if we're showing up someplace and we end up someplace we don't want to be, we get to just turn the wheel and say, you know what? I don't like this city. I'm moving to another one. I don't like this thing that I'm in. I'm moving to another place. We get to do that by just making a different decision and being intentional. So my question to you is simply, what is your intention? We talk about this all the time. This is what we started off the new year with, is what is our intention? And we talked about intentional words. What is your intentional word? For how many of you have created an intention word for this year? I'm going to ask you all the time because it's important. You're not in trouble if you didn't. It's your life. It's okay. I'm just trying to tell you how. It's all right. You're not in trouble.
Give us an example of an intention word.
I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you an example of an intention word. Exactly. So, and I have a great one from another church, so I'm going to talk about theirs as well. But maybe I'll go ahead and talk about that now. So an intention word. My intention, it's either a word or a phrase. And I use like one or two words. Mine is 2 words because there are 2 things I want to do this year. Be joyously prosperous. And when I say joy, I'm talking divine joy. That I know my whole life I am surrounded by God. The divine is in me, is me. So divine prosperity, that's mine. Now, I went to, Target and I went to, where's Carter? Dishes. I know, I saw this beautiful thing here on this. We both went to CSL Dallas. And when the minister there brought on another minister who turned into her partner, Karen Fry. I took a couple of classes with Karen. And she said, when she lived in California and she was coming out to Texas. And so she was talking with Petra, who was the senior minister at the time. And Petra liked what she was saying, and it was all wonderful, and she was going to come. And so Petra said, well, let me just tell you one thing, just so you know, that this is who we are, and this may be, this might change your mind. Our phrase for this year is TSRW. TSRW. She goes, oh, okay, what does that mean? This shit really works. That was their whole year. Okay? And she said, are you kidding? That's making me want to come even more. So, of course, she's been there for quite a while. But it does work. That's why I'm always telling you about it. It absolutely works. So an intention word. What do you want to be this year? Peace, calm, prosperous, joyous, fun-loving, loving, caring, giving. What's your word? Fulfilled. It's up to you. Fulfilled. Exactly. Fulfilled. Complete. Whole. Whatever your word is. And the reason that we want to have a word, our annual word, is because every morning I restate it. Every morning. And the reason I do is to reactivate my actions for the day. It's simply to remind me of who I say I want. And because the law of attraction, all the universal laws are always working, right? How do they work better? Because you understand them better. They're not working better. They're working better for you because you understand them better. You're using them differently. So when you use the law of attraction, when you change who you are fundamentally inside, you attract something different, right? Because whatever's around you, birds of a feather. Hello? So if you got some craziness around you, you might want to look within. I'm just saying.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Because what happens is you get to change it. If you say there's too much chaos in your life, you can look and say, well, what am I drawing? What's in me that accepts that? Not that you're chaotic, but why is it okay? And you get to change those things. Okay? That's why setting an intention is important and powerful. Because you get to restate it and remind yourself of who you want to be all the time. So the laws of attraction, or the universal laws are wonderful. So I'm going to move on from that. I talked about the laws of attraction. So when we unify with God, point number 2. The first point that I'm sharing with you was that we can cancel mistakes of yesterday because we set our intention. The second point that I was sharing with you is that when we unify with God, and we know that there's only one presence and one power. When we do that, again, the perception of evil disappears from our experience. Not from the world, but from our experience. And we see things differently. So let's go ahead and talk about what evil is, because that is a thing for us. You know, is there a devil? Is there real evil in the world? I don't have the answer to that, but I'll give you some thoughts. Is evil a thing, a presence, or an excuse? You know, is it a thing, is it a presence, or is it an excuse? Well, number one, yes, is a thing, is evil. Is it a thing? Is it actually something, a thing, an entity? Is it a thing, is it a presence, an entity? Or is it simply an excuse? For many. When you think about evil, what evil actually really is, the word means, it's about how you're behaving. Evil is about your behavior. Are you behaving immorally? Okay? Do you have any moral compass at all? Are you standing on your principles? You're simply just a mean-spirited person. That's what evil is. It's just mean-spirited. Okay? We don't need to fear it. It's just what that is. People do evil things. Okay? We are behaving. We can do mean, immoral, evil things. But the question becomes, are we actually ourselves? Are they actually evil?
It's just a lack of love.
It could be a lack of self-love. Well, here's the thing. Here's what we know. Whenever we talk about someone something happening with someone, we're like, well, how did they do? Why did they kick that dog? Why did they step on whatever it is that we think is ugly? And we're always looking for a reason that happened. Because we don't fundamentally believe people are born evil. So we wonder, why is that showing up in their lives? People are not evil. They are doing some evil thing. They are doing some ugly thing, but there is no presence of evil because there is only one power. There either is or there isn't. All right? If there's one power and it's God, there can be no other power. Here's the thing. When you unify with God, we get to shine the light. We get to shine our light. Do you understand that you cannot, this is such a strong point, I really want you to get this. You cannot walk into the room and turn on darkness. Right? There is no such thing. You can only turn on the light. And darkness dispels. That is our job. That's what we who love and know God and love each other, that's what we get to do. We got to show up and shine a light. That's what's going to dispel the darkness. We don't need to worry about evil. We don't need to worry at all. We just need to shine our light everywhere we go. Shine a light on it. That's our job. So I'm looking at people. We're so complex, and we have to get comfortable with the paradox of people because, we talked about this morning in class. People are complex, and we are capable of holding two different, seemingly opposing ideas, or being in our. We just were able to do it. It doesn't say who we are in total, but we are able to do those things. And so, my daughter, oh my God, you guys have to meet her when she comes out. I hope she comes out at a time when she should be coming out this summer. You should meet her. She's so funny, and just if she was, she was raised in the Valley in California, and so she is the quintessential dumb blonde.
Valley girl.
A Valley girl. She really is. She's so funny. What did she tell me? She said she wanted to say one day to me that she was mechanically inclined. I'm mechanically inclined, Mom. But she said, Mom, I'm mechanically reclined. And I said, yes, you are, dear. You are indeed. Anyway, she's a party girl. She's the one that everybody wants to have fun with. And so she had this group of people that she had couples. There were 5 of them. They called themselves the Fab Five. Just a wonderful group. Actually, she was out here in Texas when she had that group. She lived here for 8 years out in Texas. And so she had the Five group. She and her husband, she's black, she's black. And stating the obvious. And her husband was Hispanic. Okay, so they were the interracial couple of the group. The other members of the group were white. So they were having this conversation, and one of the guy's wives was telling a story on her husband. She said, I think his name was Tony. She said, one of Tony's friends asked him, said, do you know anybody, do you have any black friends? That's what they asked him. Do you have any black friends? And he said, no. And she said, hello? What about Shelley? Michelle? He said, Michelle? Oh, she's not black. Yeah, she actually is. She actually is. Didn't see it. He absolutely didn't see it. This is a man, he really didn't see it. It wasn't like he was trying not to see it. He actually didn't see it. And this is just what we do. I'm not saying you need to do or see black, see white. It doesn't matter. It's just the light that you shine. What matters to you? Does somebody color matter? Does their weight? What matters is our heart and the light that we bring to the table. That's what matters. That's what we're trying to do as human beings. So the third point I want to talk to you about was the power of praise and thank you. And we just need to get up praise every now and again. Praise, hallelujah.
They need hats.
They do need hats. We just need to say thank you. Just need to say thank you because it makes our heart already know what's out there. We already know that we have everything we need. That Spirit is the source of everything in our lives. I don't care. I'm going to tell that story again. I don't know if she stayed here. Where's Janet? Yeah, okay. So and I told you before, but I just love this story about, and I'm going to brief it. I'm going to make it really brief. About this car that she wanted, the EV, and so electric vehicle. She wanted this car, and so she went to the car place, and they said, oh no, we don't have that car in Texas, and it's going to take months to get the car. And she's like, and she had a little picture, by the way, she had a picture of it, and she carried it around, because this is the car. They said, oh no, it's going to take months, and we can't do it. I mean, we can do it, we're going to order it for you, but it's going to take 6 months. And she said, oh no, I don't have that kind of time. I'm just going to fly out to California. Don't worry, I'm going to fly out to California. My brother lives there, I'm going to do that. So she called her brother and said, hey, can you look it up? And he said, sure, I'll do that. And I'll call you back and let you know how it went. So the next week she's waiting for a call, but before she gets a call from her brother, she gets a call from this the guy at the station, at the auto show here in Texas, and says, we can't get that car. We're going to be able to get that car. Maybe take like a week or so. We can get the car. She says, okay, all right. Go ahead and do that. We'll just go ahead and do that. So, long story short, she got the car. She finds out from them that, hey, you know what? They want a whole bunch of those cars. We're going to get like 10 more of those cars. Not just drove, we're going to get 10 cars. So she's telling her friends, hey, you guys got one of those EVs? You need to go there and get it. They got 10 cars coming. So she goes 6 months later after she's got the car, and she goes to get her oil changed and whatnot. And so the guy says to her, you know what? None of those cars ever showed up. The only car that's ever been sold in Texas, that kind of car, is the one she had. The one that guy said it was impossible to get. Here's what I'm saying about that story. No one outside of you can tell you your truth. No one. Do you hear me? No one. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they think. What matters is what you know. What you and God together know. That's what matters. And I'll walk into a place and somebody will tell me something. I told you about the house I had in San Diego. And the guy's like, oh, there's 25 people. I don't care about those people. I don't care. I mean, they're going to get a house and it ain't going to be this one. Because this one's mine. I already talked to God about it. He said, yes, this is the one you're going to get. I already know. So you walk in with that kind of confidence because that's what you know. So that's what happens when you give praise and thanks. You know who you are. You know who God is for you. And you know what the source of all your good is. It is God. Only God. That's all there is. So when we are praising and we're giving thanks, and we're creating the life that we love, I want you to know that it happens as soon as you do it. It happens. And we use the universal laws that are working. You know, as I say, I like to use gravity because it's a physical law, but laws of the universe are spiritual laws, but they work just the way that gravity does. And it doesn't matter who you are or what you are. Gravity works. It sucks you down to the earth.
It's the law.
It's the law. The 3 laws I want to talk about right now is the law of attraction. The biggest one for today when we're talking about making our intentions known. Changing who we are from the inside. We want our life to be a little different. I'm not saying our life is bad. Our life is good. It's always about the next evolution. It's always about where you're going next. And where you want to go next, you get to decide. Because the law of attraction is working all the time. So who are you from the inside? If you want to do something different, if you want something different, you end up being something different. So you ask for something different on the inside. You declare and affirm who you are now and where you want to go. That's the power of the law of attraction. The law of creation is about thoughts held in mind. Creation starts where? Where does it start? It starts here with a thought. There was a thought, and then there was a word, right? In the beginning there was God, and God said, God said. So there's a word. So it begins with our thoughts held in mind, not random thoughts, but thoughts held in mind. So that's the power of creation that we have. The law of attraction, the law of creation, and the law of focus or concentration. Wherever your focus or concentration goes, energy flows. Do you understand? So whatever you're focusing on, focus on what you want, not what you don't want. I use this all the time because it's so perfect. When we talk about Mother Teresa, she won't go to an anti-war rally because that's focusing on what she doesn't want. She will go to a peace rally. Right? Focus on what we want to bring in our lives, not what we want to stay with. So what we don't want, we don't even bother looking at because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So I would like for you to make some declarations with me. And let's repeat after me, please. Oh, you can repeat with me. I'm sorry. I love people.
I love people.
People love me. Okay. I am joyous and happy. I forgive and I am forgiven. Okay. I loose and let it go. Just let it go. That's with forgiveness. You just let it go. It isn't going to change. Whatever happened, happened. Again, we're talking about the past. It happened. You can't do anything about it, but let it go. Just forgive yourself and let it go. And the final one, I am one with the one. I am one with the one. That, if you don't say any of this others, say this one. I am one with the one. That's what we want to do. So I want you to know that God's got this. God's got you. Creation is always happening. It's always happening right here in this moment. We build tomorrow by today. We talked a while back about the good old days. Remember that? We talked about the good old days. Well, the good old days at one point are the present. So my question is, what is today? When you look back on today and you want to call it a good old day, what would it need to look like? Because you can do that today. Would it need to look like you were surrounded by your tribe? That you were surrounded by people who loved you? They see the God in you? That's a good old day. And that's today. That's today. That's what we're building. So we're building tomorrow today. You change your mind in a day, in today. We are deliberate and we set our intention. Just go ahead and claim. Just declare and claim what you want. It's okay. God's going to give it to you. It's okay for you to claim big things in your life, little things, whatever. There is no big or little. It's only big or little to us. But there's no big or little in the universe. So claim your life. Be deliberate. Set your intention and have a great life. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.